Hey everyone, welcome back to the garden. So the plan for today is to get our pinky pollen rings in the ground, which means we need to trim back the catmint and take those out of the ground. Originally I thought I was going to overwinter the pinky pollen rings in not the containers that they're in, because I don't think they're thick enough to overwinter a plant, but maybe in some of our heavier plastic containers. But now I just want to get them in the ground. So come garden with us today and let's accomplish that. To show you the location. If you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know what I'm talking about. You know where the catmint are. You've seen the pinky pollen rings, but I'll turn you around and show you anyway the location and talk to you a little bit about it. So as you walk down the path here along our dry creek bed along the west side of our house, we have one of our newest beds that was created this year with our 5 Thuja Thin Man and a lot of other plants that we transplanted here, including the catmint. So this is Walker's Low, and you can see right there, there's 3 of them, and they've really thrived here, maybe just a little bit too much. So they're quite sprawling, although they're not very upright. They are blooming again a little bit. You can see pretty purple flowers, but I'd really rather have shrubs here. And I think I talked about this already. The Thuja Thin Man, when they mature, are going to be about 15 to 20 feet tall. So I really think we need a mid-level shrub here. So I'll show you the pinky pollen rings. These are a Hydrangea Arborescens, and we've just had them stored here up against the house. They are native. They are pretty pink lacecap flowers, and I have 3 of them, so I think they'll go perfectly there. And we're also going to have to move, which we knew the minute we planted it. We regretted it and knew it was going to have to move this strong box. It just doesn't look right here, so we have another one back there. We're going to put the second one there. And again, I'm going to attempt to cut these catmint back so that we can actually find the root balls. I mean, these are just incredibly vigorous. So yeah, I think the root ball is like right here. So yeah, I'm going to cut all those back, put them in a container, overwinter them. Maybe somebody will want them next year. We really don't have room in any of our beds for something that is quite this large. I mean, all of our beds now are full or close to it. The only place we have not finished landscaping is through the trees up there. We planted 4 green giant arborvitae last year. 2 pinky pollen rings got transplanted there. We have our Armstrong gold maple and 4 miscanthus. You know, I don't know when that area is going to be finished. We need to start focusing down here actually on maintenance. So I guess at some point we probably could use the catmint up there. There's no place to plant them right now. They would just have to go in the grass. And, you know, plants just don't compete well when they're planted in grass. So I don't know that that's something I want to do this year. Maybe we'll just keep them, and if they survive the winter in their containers, which I suspect they will, we'll just use them next year if we get to finishing the bed up there. So anyway, let's get started. This is kind of a difficult spot to work in because it is in our dry creek bed, basically, is where I'm going to have to stand. I'm going to use grass shears to cut these catmint back. I just find on long stemmed perennials that are similar in growth habit to this catmint, it works better than using a pair of pruners, at least for me. Put that over there for the minute and get that out of the way. So these are the tools I'm going to be using. smells so good. So you can kind of see what I did there. I mean, this is the root ball. It's quite a large root ball, and I'm almost taking it back to the center. I am going to save some branches. I mean, I suspect that this is going to reflush anyway. So you can kind of see what I did here. That's about what I'm leaving. So that's about 1/3 of the size of the original plant. And they really have spread. It's not just that there's one here now. It's like there's 2 or 3, but I'm hoping that's just going to come out of the ground as one. So I still have to finish this one and this one. Another reason why I want to get these cut back and put a shrub in here is because you can see, obviously there's been a little bit of lack of airflow in here because there's mold growing on top of the mulch. So that's another reason why I want something that is not going to sprawl all over, because I want some airflow. You can see there's a little bit of mold under the middle catmint too, and probably under the third one. The pinky pollen rings won't touch at the base like this, so we'll have a lot more airflow and hopefully won't have that mold issue. So this is what I'm going to be using to spray on those catmint. It's the Bio Advanced 3-in-1 Insect Disease and Mite Control, and it says it kills spider mites, cures and prevents diseases. Now I'm not using it for diseases, at least not at the moment, but it can treat a wide variety of issues on your plants, such as insects, aphids, caterpillars, whitefly, spider mites, anthracnose, black spot, leaf spot, petal blight. This bottle treats up to 34 medium-sized plants, such as roses, flowers, house plants, ground covers, vines, ornamental shrubs, and trees. To prevent listed insect, mite, or disease infestations or control them when they first appear. So for insect control, it's a little bit small, so I'm going to read it. The active ingredient is imidacloprid, very strong insecticide. I don't like spraying, to be quite honest with you, but I also don't find neem oil very effective, so that's why I'm going to use this. I'm just going to set it down here to remind myself. It's the middle of the day, so I don't want to spray now because there are some pollinators out, even though it's the beginning of October. So we'll spray this later in the day around 6:30, closer to sunset. So I finished pruning up all 3 of the catmint, and I actually think it looks better already. I like being able to see the mulch in my garden. I don't like it when it looked the way it was before. I just think it looks too, I don't know, messy. I like to see plants, and to be quite honest with you, the more airflow you can provide, especially if you live in a humid climate, the better it is overall for your garden. So this is the strong box. You can actually see it now. Unfortunately, when I was cutting back the one or another of these catmints, I broke a branch from the back, but that's okay. It's not doing much anyway. Hopefully it settles in well and settles in quickly before it gets too cold. Never know what kind of a winter we're going to have around here. But I got the 3 pinky pollen rings out from behind the Castle Keep hollies, and I gave them some water. So I don't know if these I think these tags are all attached. But all right, let me put you down for a second so I can get that off. And I think actually This one over here could use a little bit of a prune job. Okay, so here are the facts on the Pinky Pollen Ring. Like I said, it is a Hydrangea Arborescens. It has stiff, upright stems, deep green foliage, and clouds of pastel pink lacecap flower discs that will create a frenzy of pollinator activity in your garden. It's the perfect summer pollinator plant. Profuse lacecap blooms, superb summer color, easy to grow and very hardy. Loves part shade but tolerates full sun. Great for grouping and naturalizing along wood lines. Part sun, moist, well-drained soil, 4 to 5 feet tall and wide, hardy to zone 3. It doesn't say up to what zone though. I'm guessing at least 8 or 9. So the tag here says it loves part shade but can tolerate full sun, and again, that's going to be zone dependent. I watched these at the garden center all summer. These were in full sun in the height of summer, and around here it did get very, very hot, very, very humid, and abnormally dry conditions, and these never missed a beat. They did not burn, they did not wilt. Unlike some of the other hydrangeas, like some of the macrophyllus and the serratas, they definitely needed some shade this summer. Even the ones that say that they can tolerate full sun. I would not put like a Haas Halo hydrangea here or an Annabelle, because they do seem to need a little bit of shade. And this is going to be full sun in the summer, this bed. So that's why these Pinky Pollen Rings will be fine here. I'm not concerned that these are going to get burnt or anything like that. They were very, very strong performers in a very hot, humid environment this summer. We're not going to use the power planter today because I think that these holes will be big enough.
These haven't rooted in. We just planted these a few, less than a couple months ago.
So we shouldn't need the power planter, at least to put the Pinky Pollen Rings in, and I don't think we're going to use it for the strongbox either. It's just a little too tight back there, and I don't want to damage any of the roots from the other strongbox, just in case they have spread out a little bit. And I don't think these Proven Winner 3-gallon containers are going to be big enough for these catmint, but we'll see. I don't think they're going to be big enough. I think maybe we need to take some of the plant off. Yeah, because they spread readily, they grow very easily, they can be divided without affecting the plant. I mean, we could take these down like to 1/5 and still have a huge plant next year. 3 Pinky Pollen Rings are planted, and the look here is completely different, and I love it. Again, I love being able to see mulch. I love being able to see the bed, and we haven't moved the strong box yet, but just getting that catmint out of the ground and getting shrubs planted has really transformed this part of this bed, and I absolutely love it. Let's take a look from this direction. Sorry about all the screaming and the kids. They just got out home from school, so they are playing in the street right now. So yeah, even from this direction, it just is looks like a totally new bed now. I absolutely love it. And I don't know if you noticed from the last clip, I did speed it up and put it to music, but the flowers, they're fragrant. They smell really, really pretty. And there was already pollinators on them as we were planting. All right, so we need to just get the strong box out now, and this bed will be done. I don't even think we need to bring any fresh mulch down, to be quite honest with you. I kind of thought we were going to have to, but I think it looks just fine. So I think we decided, in order for them to look spatially correct, so to speak, this existing strong box needs to move a little bit too, just slightly to the left. Strong box moved, and I think they look great here. Obviously they have not put on a lot of growth since we moved them. They were not getting enough sun in the location they were previously, and this is the second time in a couple of months that they've moved. So hopefully next year they will start to fill in like the ones on our top retaining wall. I think I just recently showed those in a video, and over time they will be a nice little hedge here to fill in with some evergreen interest in the winter when the grass and the Pinky Pollen Ring Hydrangea are dormant. So let's take a look at the entire project for today. So let's make our way up the path here, and you can see the 3 Pinky Pollen Ring. And you can kind of see the 2 strong box back there. I just think it looks so much better than it did before. I love it when a plan comes together. This was not the plan. Obviously, earlier in the season, we tried to recycle a plant that we had, and it just didn't work. So we had these 3 Pinky Pollen Ring Hydrangeas. I honestly did not know where they were going to go, and this ended up being the perfect location for them. And they're, again, a 4 to 5 foot tall and wide. So they have some growing to do, but they're, especially that one down the end there, is already sizable. And, you know, next year we can put some pretty annuals in front, see how we like that. I'm thinking we have room here for some of those beautiful hardy plumbago we got in at work this year. But I don't think I want to buy any more plants. We'll see, unless they go on sale. We've kind of already overspent our budget for the year. Here's just a quick shot from this direction. Thanks for coming along with us today, guys, on remaking a bed that we just installed this year. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care.